Man, that's dope. And you said you had trap frustrations. What do you mean by that?
Like, so I grew up idle, like to myself, the loner kid. But this wasn't choices that I made. That's just the way it ended up shaping out for me, you know.
Okay.
So I'm the youngest of 4 kids in my household. I didn't grow up with my dad. It was just my mom. My mom worked really, really hard. She worked 16-hour shifts throughout my childhood. So my mama didn't have time to raise me, you know. But like I say, I'm the youngest of 2 sisters and an older brother. So they raised me. You know, they didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be kids, you know. So of course that came with frustrations in them. So now they taking their frustrations out on me because they got to be these parents, you know. And it wasn't necessarily all of them all the time. It was one of my siblings in particular that did the most taking care of me and most tending to me, and also the most hazing. Like, you know, so
Was that the one that was right above you? Or
she in the middle of them two.
Oh, okay. So it's your sister, one of your sisters.
One of my sisters, yeah. My brother's the oldest, then I got 2 older sisters, and then I'm the youngest boy.
What kind of hazing she used to do to you?
Man, she just give me the blues, bro. Just she was with me a lot, you know, just for little things, just like ready to kick my ass over anything, you know, just depriving me of certain things, or just being real cruel. Like, you know, we've grown to a better place now that I've become an adult, and we've mended our past, and she done apologized, and I done did some shit to her now, you know what I'm saying, and I done apologized, you know, so we done got past it. But yeah, that's where this stem from. She ain't wanna be nobody's mama yet.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, man.
Man.
That's crazy. Okay. And so you born in Houston?
Yeah.
Born in Houston, 4 or 3 siblings.
Right on.
And the frustration of them parenting you started with the poetry, and then the poetry led to music.
Right.
Got you. Okay.
Not just my siblings was my frustrations, though. I had, you know, others. Of course, I longed for that connection with my mom, you know, being that she was always gone so much. And when I did have time to spend with her, her eyes was falling, like, you know.
She was sleepy.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
hell yeah.
Dad, I've never had a relationship with my father, but I've always lived 3 minutes from him my whole life. So that's weird to me, you know, just growing up next to somebody. And like the first time me and my dad had like a real conversation with each other was in passing, and he didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally walked past me and was like, "Hey, how you doing, son?" And I was like, "Bitch ass nigga, I'm your son for real." Like,
what happened?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
take me back. What happened?
I'm 15 at my first job, Krogers.
Okay.
I don't know if that's everybody's first job, but it was mine.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
So how things were set up. Imagine this line I just made is a street. My house I grew up in is right here. My first job at Krogers is right here. My middle school I went to is right here. My dad is a pastor of a church. His church is across the street from my middle school. After my middle school is my high school and my 9th grade center. Like, all this is right here
on one block.
My whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But me and him never had a relationship. He didn't even know what I look like. He been paying child support like since I was a baby. And we hadn't seen each other or nothing like that, like pretty much since I was like 3 years old, 2-3 years old. So of course he ain't know what I look like in passing. He's just like, "Hey, how you doing, son?" I'm just like, damn, that just burned me all the way to the core, man. Like,
where was you going, and where was he going? Do you know?
He was going into the Krogers, and I was a lot attended that day, so I was putting the carts up, you know, and I'm just like, dang, this dude, because like I see him, he used to slide the child support checks under the door or leave them under the doormat. So like I say, from time to time I would get in trouble at school, so I guess I got in trouble a lot because I got to see him drop the child support checks off while I was suspended a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and that used to excite me, like, but I didn't know what kind of excitement it was. I didn't know if I was mad, hurt, happy. I just know I'm just seeing this man who's supposed to be my father walk down this long ass driveway I got just to sit a piece of paper on the floor and walk back to his car and skirt off, like, you know what I'm saying? It's been so many times I've been right on the other side of the door, as close as how we is, and I'm like, dang, do I have to open the door and just be like, rah, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never had that confidence too. I don't think, because we had never made an initial bond or connection or nothing like that. So I ain't want our first one to be like, hey, that's the check, huh?
Yeah.
All right, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when that happened at Krogers, of course I reached out to my mama from the work, like, mama, man, I just did it. So she, all right. She hang up, and she of course called him, go the fuck off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he called back the next day, like, well, I'm gonna come get him, and we gonna talk. You know, I'm gonna explain what's going on. So my excitement is back, you know, but I'm still confused on what kind of excitement it is.
Mm-hmm.
I quickly found out what kind it was. So he picked me up. We went to Luby's down the street from where I was staying, and he explained to me, like, first of all, when I called him, when he picked up the phone, I said, Daddy, because you my daddy, man. I don't know what else to call you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be like, hello, father.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
said, Daddy. And so that's one of the first things he brought up when he picked me up. It's like, yeah, you know, he called me, and you called me, you know, Daddy. We don't have that type of relationship. We're never going to have that type of relationship. You know, I just won't be in your life. It's just that so I'm just like,
whole ass nigga.
yeah, but I'm like, I'm taking it in stride though, because I'm like, I'm feeling, you know, at that age, I'm 15, 16, so I'm in my book stage, so I'm just like, yeah, all right, whatever, you know, but it's really tearing me up, really, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he just telling me all my flaws and shit, just like, yeah, you wearing that earring, see, my son wouldn't wear no earring, and you got your pants like this, and da-da-da-da-da, so I'm just, eventually I kind of just started waiting to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, I heard what he had to say. Closed book. Our chapter closed. Like, I ain't had no daddy since that day. You know, so I've just been in my own mind. You know, but I never let that deter me from my relationship with God. Because, like I say, he a pastor. And, you know, initially I would never tell anybody about my situation. I would never speak on, especially publicly, because I didn't want to deter nobody from righteousness. I didn't want nobody to be like, oh, that's a godly man, and he did this, that, and the other. I'm not going to his church no more. Or that's a godly man, he did this, that, and the other. We shouldn't believe in pastors or preachers, you know what I'm saying? So, but just growing and developing new mental processes, like, people are people, humans are humans. People should be held accountable for the things that they do, but that's not why I'm doing it, to have him be held accountable. Now I'm just speaking my truth, you know.
Right.
Like, I don't bring that up unless I'm asked, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But, you know, yeah,
Do you think that that disconnection with you and Pops, do you think that have an effect on your music in some way?
Most definitely, but not in a negative light at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it fueled me. Yeah, because if I'm not having somebody else to tell me who I am or who I have to be, and most often you hear that loudest from, like, your parents, who you are and who you need to be, then I have more space in my heart and mind to decide who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So, especially being that my view of him is tainted, like, I'm glad he didn't tell me who to be, you know?
Yeah.
I'm proud of who I turned out to be.
That's what's up.
I still got flaws, you know.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah, we all do. Would it be crazy? Because I always see this, like, either I hear it in the news or I see it on, like, TV shows or movies, where once you blow up, then he start circling back around.
I don't think he'll do that. My daddy a millionaire. Like,
straight up?
He not a regular preacher. Like, he got a TV show on the WB in Houston. You know what I'm saying? So, like, does very well for himself.
Hold on, it's not that pastor that got the two churches, one on the north side and one on the south side of Houston.
What's his name?
Oh man, I used to go to that church too when I lived in Houston, and he had a helicopter.
Oh nah, he ain't got no helicopter.
Oh, okay.
He ain't doing that good.
He had a helicopter that he would fly from the north side all the way to the south side to get to do both services. And he was a dark-skinned kind of big dude. Dang, I forget his name.
T.D. Jakes.
No. Not T.D. Jakes is Dallas. It's another dude that's in Houston.
My dad's name is Daryl Broussard.
Nah, that's not that. That's not his name.
Yeah, we got the exact same name, different spelling.
God.
Yeah.
Damn. I would have been like, that's fucked up if that was the same pastor that I used to go to this church.
Man.
Damn.
It's crazy because my first real
Make sure you're talking in the mic.
My first real girlfriend that I was really serious about, I met her like outside of where I live, my school, all of that, like way off. I don't even remember how we met, just somewhere way off somewhere. But come to find out, within the next like month or two, she was moving, and she moved like right to where I lived at, and she was a member of his church. You know what I'm saying? So like her grandma and all them was all good with him and such. Like, so it was like, it's real weird. That's the first time it really just started being forced to be back on my mind type shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, learning and growing. It ain't affect me right then, I don't think. I think it more so, it did affect me right then, but in a way of, it just went ahead and changed me to what I was gonna be from it right then. It wasn't no like me slowly falling down this slope or nothing like that. I never let our relationship not being where I wanted to be change me, you know. But I know it did initially.
Yeah. How your mom feel about it?
I don't know. To be honest, man, me and my mom, we have these deep conversations about a lot of things now that I've grown to be older, but that's one of the conversations we don't even bring that nigga up.
Really?
My mama's so proud of me, you know.
Yeah.
I'm my daddy, really, you know, and I always have been.
Yeah.
and she always have been, you know.
Yeah.
So shit.
Do your siblings they have the same? All y'all have the same father?
All my siblings have the same dad. I'm the only one that have the different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.